Are you considering transitioning from the waterfall method to agile project management but not sure where to start? You are in the right place. In today's video, we'll break down the key steps for a successful transition from waterfall to agile, helping you and your team embrace the flexibility and efficiency that agile offers. Stick around, because by the end, you'll know exactly how to make this transition smoothly and effectively. Welcome back to Next Chair, your go-to channel for project management insights and tips. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future content. Today's topic is super important: how to transition from waterfall to agile project management. If you've been working with waterfall and are ready to move to a more dynamic, flexible way of working, this video is for you. We're going to walk through the key steps you need to take to make this transition a success, so let's dive right in. Why transition from waterfall to agile? Before we jump into the steps, let's quickly discuss why many teams and organizations are making the switch from waterfall to agile. Waterfall is a traditional project management methodology where tasks are completed in a sequential, linear order. While this can be effective for some projects, it can often lead to delays and challenges when requirements change mid-project or unexpected issues arise. Agile, on the other hand, is more flexible and iterative. It allows teams to break projects into smaller chunks, called sprints, and adjust as needed. This iterative approach helps teams respond to change more effectively and deliver value to customers faster. If your team is dealing with frequent changes, evolving requirements, or wants to deliver quicker, agile might be the perfect solution. Step 1. Understand the differences between waterfall and agile. The first step in successfully transitioning from waterfall to agile is to understand the key differences between the two methodologies. Waterfall is linear and sequential, while agile is iterative and flexible. Here are some of the major differences. 1. Waterfall. In waterfall, each phase, requirements, design, development, testing, etc., is completed before moving to the next. There's little room for change once a phase is done. 2. Agile. Agile focuses on short iterations or sprints, where teams work on small pieces of the project. This allows for continuous feedback and adjustment. Understanding these differences will help you adjust your mindset and prepare your team for the more flexible, collaborative nature of agile. If you're finding this breakdown of the differences helpful, be sure to like this video and share it with others who are looking to transition to agile. Now that we've discussed the differences, let's move on to the next step: gaining buy-in from your team and stakeholders. Step 2. Gain buy-in from your team and stakeholders. Transitioning from waterfall to agile isn't just about changing processes, it's about changing mindsets. It's crucial to gain buy-in from your team and stakeholders to ensure the transition is smooth and successful. Here's how you can get your team on board. 1. Communicate the benefits. Clearly explain the benefits of agile, such as increased flexibility, faster delivery of value, and improved collaboration. 2. Address concerns. Listen to any concerns your team or stakeholders might have. Some may be worried about the lack of structure compared to waterfall, so it's important to address these concerns by explaining how agile still involves planning and structure, but in a more flexible way. 3. Provide training. If your team is new to agile, it's a good idea to provide training or workshops to help them understand how agile works and what will be expected of them in the new process. Getting everyone aligned and on board is key to making the transition a success. With buy-in secured, let's move on to step 3, where we'll discuss how to start with small agile pilots. Step 3. Start with a small agile pilot. When transitioning to agile, it's often best to start small by running a pilot project or introducing agile to a smaller team. This allows you to test the waters, make adjustments, and see what works before scaling agile across the entire organization. Here's how to implement a successful agile pilot. 1. Choose a small, low-risk project. Select a project that's not too complex but still has room for feedback and improvement. A pilot helps your team get comfortable with agile practices like sprint planning, daily stand-ups, and retrospectives. 2. Use a framework. Introduce an agile framework like Scrum or Kanban to structure the pilot. These frameworks will help you organize the work into sprints and keep the team aligned. 3. Learn and adjust. After the pilot project, hold a retrospective to review what worked and what didn't. Use this feedback to refine your agile approach before rolling it out on a larger scale. By starting with the pilot, you can ensure your team gets hands-on experience with agile and learns how to adapt before applying it across the board. If this idea of starting with a pilot project resonates with you, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more tips on project management and agile transitions. Now that you've run your pilot, it's time to scale agile across your organization. Let's move to step 4. Step 4. Scale agile across teams. Once your pilot project has been successful, it's time to scale agile across your organization. This is where the real transition happens, as you expand agile practices to more teams and projects. Here's how to scale agile effectively. 1. Roll out agile in phases. Don't try to implement agile across the entire organization all at once. Roll it out in phases, starting with teams that are most ready to embrace change. This helps prevent overwhelm and allows for smoother adoption. 2. Create cross-functional teams. Agile thrives when teams are cross-functional, meaning they include members from different disciplines, developers, testers, designers, who can work together on the project from start to finish. Ensure that your teams are set up for collaboration. 3. Standardize agile practices. While agile is flexible, it's still important to have some consistency in your practices. Define your agile framework, set up tools like Kanban boards or Scrum boards, and establish regular sprint cycles. Scaling agile can take time, but as more teams adopt the methodology, you'll start to see improvements in project delivery and flexibility. Finally, as you scale agile, don't forget about step 5, which is critical to ensuring long-term success: continuous improvement. Step 5. Focus on continuous improvement. Agile is all about continuous improvement, both for your projects and your teams. Once you've transitioned to Agile, it's important to regularly review and refine your processes to make sure they're working effectively. Here's how to ensure continuous improvement. 1. Hold regular retrospectives. After each sprint or project, hold a retrospective meeting where the team can discuss what went well, what didn't, and what can be improved for the next iteration. This keeps your team on a path of constant learning and growth. 2. Measure success. Track key metrics like velocity, sprint completion rates, and customer satisfaction to measure how well Agile is working for your team. 3. Be open to change. Agile is all about adaptability. Encourage your team to experiment with new tools, processes, or techniques and be open to change as your organization continues to grow. By focusing on continuous improvement, you'll keep your agile practices fresh and aligned with the needs of your team and stakeholders. Common challenges during the transition. Transitioning from waterfall to agile isn't without its challenges. Here are some common obstacles teams face and how to overcome them. 1. Resistance to change. Teams may be hesitant to leave the familiarity of waterfall behind. To address this, provide clear communication on how Agile will benefit both the team and the business. 2. Difficulty in adjusting mindsets. Moving from a fixed, linear workflow to an iterative, flexible approach can be hard. Encourage team members to embrace learning and experimentation, and remind them that Agile isn't about perfection but continuous improvement. 3. Lack of training. Teams may struggle if they don't fully understand Agile principles. Providing training sessions and resources is critical for a smooth transition. 4. Balancing old and new processes. Some teams might try to mix waterfall and agile methods, leading to confusion. It's important to commit fully to agile and avoid blending incompatible elements from both methodologies. Now that we've addressed common challenges, let's talk about how long it takes to transition to agile. How long does the transition take? The transition from waterfall to agile varies depending on your organization's size, culture, and willingness to change. Typically, transitioning to agile can take anywhere from 3 to 12 months, depending on several factors. 1. Size of the organization. Smaller organizations can adapt more quickly, while larger teams or companies may need more time to ensure everyone is aligned with the new approach. 2. Team experience with agile. If your team is new to agile, the transition will likely take longer due to the learning curve involved in adopting new processes and mindsets. 3. Complexity of projects. More complex projects may require more time to fully implement agile processes and ensure that sprints and iterations are running smoothly. While the transition may take months, it's important to remember that agile is about continuous improvement, so it's an evolving process even after full implementation. If you're committed to making the transition to agile and want more tips, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more insights into agile project management. Conclusion. And there you have it, your complete guide on how to successfully transition from waterfall to agile. To recap. 1. Understand the differences between waterfall and agile. 2. Gain buy-in from your team and stakeholders. 3. Start with a pilot project to test the waters. 4. Scale agile gradually across teams. 5. Focus on continuous improvement to ensure long-term success. 6. Address common challenges by preparing for resistance and mindset shifts. 7. Be patient with the transition, it can take months but leads to lasting improvements. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. Now it's your turn. Have you started transitioning from waterfall to agile? What challenges are you facing, or what successes have you had so far? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and help with any questions you might have. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more tips and guides on agile and project management. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.